I bet against Roaring Kitty and beat him in the markets. I bet against the meme stock trader Roaring Kitty and I banked over 30%. Here is the reasons why I took the trade and why the stock was absolute bullshit and why I knew the market was gonna go down. Overall, this guy has been pumping up stocks and this time it was utter bullshit for the reason why the stock rallied exponentially and I took a short position. I'm gonna break down my trade of exactly how I banked the profits. So let's talk about the stock known as KOSS. KOSS is a stereophone headphone maker. Overall, they are not a good company, okay? Let's just put that into perspective. They are not a good company. They've got a market cap of around 100 million. They haven't been performing well, but overall what they do is they sell headphones. That's in short what they do. Now this stock hasn't been getting any attention whatsoever until the famous meme stock trader Roaring Kitty started to talk about the stock. Next thing you know, the stock has rallied over 300% in its market cap, the share price, absolutely ridiculous, because when we start looking at this from a performance view, you can see just how bad the stock is from a performance level. So let's now look at the revenue of this company. So you can see here that the earnings is roughly 12.45 million and they've got the cost of their revenue of over 8 million. And overall their actual earnings at the end of this was minus $1.1 million. Now, sometimes you find companies aren't performing, aren't profitable, but do have a good market cap. This company overall is it valued at 100 million. So what I would then do is I'll then go and have a look at how is the year-on-year revenue. Obviously, if it's growing and they're still becoming negative in their earnings, that's not necessarily a big deal because they might be pumping so much money back into the marketing, the promotion behind the brand, and so on and so forth. So let's explore the revenue side of this company a little bit more. Okay, so we've got the track record here from 2013. You can notice one distinct pattern on this simple chart of its revenue. It is declining. Year on year, revenue has been declining from KOSS. When these two things don't add up, this is when I get interested. Initially seeing revenue there of over 30 million a year, and then you can see it starting to naturally decline and drop constantly. This is a big area of concern and something that I definitely wouldn't be investing in. So when we start looking at this, you can see just exactly how bad it is in its performance and revenue keeps on dropping. So this doesn't validate any reason behind why the stock should be rallying over 300%. Now the characteristic traits of Roaring Kitty is to talk about a stock, see it pump up in value, and overall maybe behind the scenes this guy is profiting off of his large audience that he's hitting the markets with. Do I know that? No, I don't know that. But overall, as soon as he starts talking about some of these stocks, you'll find that they absolutely exponentially rally, and soon as it starts fading out and he stops talking about it, the stock sells off. This was an opportunity for me that I wanted to take advantage of, so let's explore this a little bit further. So here we're looking at KOSS, we're looking at the chart, and there is one clear distinction that we can see is that over the last few years the stock has been naturally declining to becoming a smaller and smaller and smaller market cap as their revenue has been shrinking. Natural progression with an underperforming company. Roaring Kitty comes back onto the radar of the markets, back on Twitter, starts posting, and next thing you know, all of a sudden there is an uptick here from, you know, talking at 2.29, rallies up to 6, and then when he mentions KOSS, you can see that it then goes from like 5 all the way up to 18. This is what I call like short-lived performance in the markets. Initially there was no short sale available. I was initially shorting this from around $15 and then ended up closing that position out and getting back in here at 11. My overall goal is to ride this down to at least 7. I don't really see any value in this. As you can see across the news, it's still getting a lot of coverage about how it's fading out. Roaring Kitty's not mentioning it. Oh no, what a surprise. Another underperforming stock that's had a quick rally from people wanting to jump on the back of the legendary GameStop trader. And they're hoping that maybe this is another GME, another GameStop, and it's probably not, because he's doing this about multiple stocks. It was mentioning pets as well, and then all pet stocks started rallying. And it's quite crazy to see the amount of influence a meme stock trader has on the overall markets. And this is something that you obviously want to keep track of when you're trading. And I thought I would share my trade with you, and just currently how at this moment in time, when we're looking at, that's my entry there, we're currently up 25% and looking to perform anywhere between sort of 7, which would be a 35% drop, all the way down to sort of roughly 50% gain over here. And let's be honest, when we're looking at these positions from this short period of time, we're talking over a few days that this can be achieved. Who knows, he might mention it again and the stock could rally, and I'll be ready to short sell, because come on, this is a joke. The stock has been underperforming for 10 plus years, revenue declining, earnings are negative, cash flow's not great, and then obviously it starts to wear out. This is what I call a simple trade that is using common knowledge, where there is no true value within the market, and calling bullshit on the stock. I won't be surprised as well if some of the shareholders that are large majority shareholders actually do what GameStop do, which is take advantage of the large share price increasing and banking out of that and try to build their cash flow. So it's also something else to be monitoring, but majority of these people that have been sat in this absolute shit stock, what they're going to be doing, what do you think they're going to be doing? Let's say you bought this back here because you believed in this company and you've sat on it for nigh on a year and you see it rally 300-400%. What are you going to do? You're going to take the profit. And that is exactly why there is multiple reasons why this stock is coming down. Profit taken from a lot of painful shareholders that have sat in this for a long period of time, and also just because it is overhyped. You know, when you see this, this is what we call emotional investing, and I'm betting against emotional investing. This is not its fundamental true value, and therefore the share price should go down. I'm up now. Am I going to win on this trade? We'll find out in the next few days for sure. Hope you've enjoyed this video, guys, and my breakdown of my short sell on the trading stock KOSS. If you've enjoyed this video, make sure we thumbs up, comment, and subscribe. And let me know in the comments whether or not you think I should be betting against Roaring Kitty.